Are you the type of person who really cares what other people think? Do you like to be understood, or do you like to have your opinions and what you say validated, or do you like approval? Well, what if I were to tell you that none of that mattered? So during this video, I'm going to tell you different ways of thinking that you can really think that it doesn't really matter if people understand you or not, and you don't really need to care what other people think. My name is Alex Morgan, and I help you align your actions, your beliefs, your dreams, and your thinking, because that'll all help you be more successful, and success is here, so you might as well be ready for it. And one of the easiest ways to be ready for it is to really don't care about what other people think, or it doesn't really matter if people understand you, because your personal growth, your creativity, your authenticity, the way you express your true self, it's not going to resonate with everyone anyway. And there's a few reasons why, so let's get right into it. The first one is authenticity is much more important compared to validation. So being true to yourself is more important than seeking approval. If you constantly shape your thoughts and actions to fit other people's expectations, then you risk losing who you truly are. You're just trying to get validated for someone that you really aren't. So what's going to happen? People are going to validate you, but those aren't your people, because they're understanding you for someone that you aren't really portraying at that moment. So it may actually be better to not care about what others think. It may be better to be misunderstood when you are your authentic self, rather than to be accepted by someone that you're not. So think about something that you can do right now, or someone that you can speak to right now that really respects you for being your authentic self, and you really respect them for being their authentic self. And spend some time communicating with them and hanging out with them and deepening that connection, and that validation will matter so much more, because you won't even be wanting to be validated. It will just happen naturally because you like this person for who they truly are. Another reason is unique perspectives. So your unique perspectives and many people's unique perspectives are often misunderstood, or they can be. There's been so many great thinkers, innovators, inventors, business people who were misunderstood, or they were told their ideas were way ahead of their time. They didn't know what they're talking about. That would never work for you. So when someone has so much creativity and they're really breaking ground with their thoughts, all they're doing is challenging conventional understanding. Just because people don't get you, or they don't like your ideas, or they don't think that something is going to work, that doesn't mean that anything you do isn't valuable. Your unique perspectives are valuable, especially when they're coming from a place of authenticity. So keep using your unique perspectives around people. That's really how you're going to create success and create your ideal future. Personal fulfillment really comes from within. So true fulfillment comes from self-expression, personal growth, and living according to your own values. So think about it. If your satisfaction is based on being understood or approved by others, then you're giving away your personal power. You're actually giving away the control, the mastery of your emotions to someone else. If you want inner peace, that's going to come from within. That's not going to come from other people's perceptions of you. So think about it. If you want to be understood, then you may have to do what other people want, because that's their understanding of it. But if you personally want to be fulfilled, you need to find a way to create that from within, regardless of who you're around. The other reason that it doesn't really matter if you're understood or not is not everyone is going to relate to your experience. Everyone's going to interpret the world differently. Everyone has different unconscious filters. This can include their own experiences, memories, their values, their beliefs, all their preferences, all the programs they have that have been unconsciously installed from when they were a child. So even if you communicate really clearly to someone in how you want to communicate, they may not fully understand because they haven't walked in your shoes. Now, this doesn't diminish your feelings or your ideas. However, not everyone is going to relate to you, and that's okay. However, since you know this, you can do your best to relate to as many people as possible. However, don't expect everyone to understand you because not everyone is going to put in the amount of effort and also have the right attitude to try to understand everyone. And you have to understand that understanding takes time. Sometimes people don't understand you immediately, but they may understand you later. Have you ever met someone and you thought the first time that you talked to them, you're like, wow, this person's amazing. And then the next few times you talk to them, everything seemed to fall apart. Or maybe you've met someone and the first time you just weren't sure, and then the more you got to know them, the more you understood them. All the little unique perspectives they had really resonated with you. So it's common for deeper insights or some unique perspectives. It may take time to resonate with others. So the initial lack of understanding, don't let this discourage you from expressing yourself. Understand that understanding takes time. If you want to be around real people, it's going to sometimes take some time. And the next thing is connection isn't always about understanding. Sometimes true connections with others doesn't always require such understanding from each side. It doesn't require such mutual understanding. If you have empathy, curiosity, and respect, then this is going to bridge the gap in understanding, and this will allow your relationships to get better and better, even when you may not fully get that other person, or that other person may not fully get you. So if you think about it, it's really okay if people don't understand you. You can't make people understand you. And why would you really want to? What you can do is you can control the effort that you have in your interactions. You can control your attitude. And what matters is that you control those two things because that means you're being true to yourself. And over time, the more people you meet, the right people will be there to connect with you in an authentic way. So it doesn't really matter if people understand you or not. It's not a matter of being understood, and that's going to validate something. Focus on who you want to be, because remember, personal fulfillment, it really comes from within. The reality outside of you is essentially a mirror. So whatever you see, if you have negative emotions about anything that you see, hear, or feel, then you may want to change that inside of you. And it's maybe something you're not understanding about yourself. And that's the key. You really need to understand who you are. And that's what truly matters, because that'll have your authentic self being in any situation and creating success with that. Thanks so much for listening. Go ahead and comment below what you think. Does it really matter to you if people understand you or not? I'd love to hear your opinion on that. If you haven't already, go ahead and like the audio and subscribe to the channel. It really helps all of these things get in the minds of so many other people. I really do appreciate everyone who's been subscribing lately, leaving comments, asking questions, giving recommendations. It helps me keep making audios and videos every single day. Thanks so much for listening, and I hope to see you on the next video or audio.